Fresno City Council members now expressing criticism and concern as a registered sex offender seeks to join the race and represent District 7.
People are entitled to do their time and reform, but there's a lot of issues with respect to that potential occurring.
The steps Fresno City leaders are taking to stop a registered sex offender from holding public office and why state law may not be on their side.
Former President Bill Clinton will face the House Oversight Committee today to testify in a closed-door deposition about his ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, while lawmakers are hoping to learn from their former president and how his wife Hillary Clinton fared during her time in the hot seat.
The White House now denying reports that pro-Trump activists are scheming, trying to grant the president more power over the nation's elections. How they're using claims of Chinese interference in the 2020 election to target mail-in ballots.
You're watching Fox 26, and now, great day.
It is finally Friday. We begin this hour with a live look at the silhouette of El Capitan, a slide view of Half Dome in Yosemite National Park. What a beautiful sight that never gets old. Today's high in Yosemite will be 54 degrees. And I see one small meteor there making its way across the shot there towards the middle of the screen. Always so fun, always so fascinating whenever we take this live look, because you never know what you're going to see other than the silhouette. Good morning to you all. Again, on this Friday, I'm Liz Gonzalez.
Good morning, I'm Christina Rodriguez. Carl Cook is off today, and happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm Justin Willis. Made it to Friday, finally.
Almost, once we leave that door right there.
Yeah. There's fog, though, again. Well, the possibility of it, anyway, and we're tracking it for you this morning. We'll see how it materializes this morning. Probably a lot like yesterday, where visibilities aren't terrible, but the chances are there. So we'll track it for you this morning here. Currently outside right now, it is 56 degrees. Winds are calm. Dew points at 53, and here's the rest of your day at 10 a.m. 63. At noon, 68. At 5, 72. Temperatures staying well above normal today. Coming up next, we're going to talk about these above normal temperatures. We're going to track some fog and our next chances of any rain or snow.
And happening now, Clovis police are asking for your help to find a missing at-risk 15-year-old girl. Take a look at your screen. This is Alexia Danielle Hernandez. She was last seen near the Harlan Ranch neighborhood close to Highway 168 in DeWolf around 1 yesterday morning. Police say she was last seen wearing a green How to Train Your Dragon hoodie and black boots. She's 5'3" with brown hair and hazel eyes. If you've seen her or have any information on her whereabouts, call the Clovis Police Department right away. The Fresno City Council is now considering legislation aimed at preventing registered sex offenders from holding public office, following one offender's decision to run for city council to represent District 7.
It has come to my attention and even hit national news that we have a registered sex offender that is currently running for Fresno City Council. While I respect anybody's ability to serve our community, I find this quite disturbing.
That was the reaction, in fact, from several Fresno City Council members yesterday. Rene Campos is the man at the center of the controversy, again running for the District 7 seat. City leaders are questioning whether he can effectively serve because of his criminal background and status as a registered sex offender. Campos responded, saying he has taken the steps necessary to rehabilitate and believes that he deserves a second chance.
A constant battle of proving. How far does the person have to go before they have rehabilitated? When is it enough? How far does the person have to go? I stand in front of Fresno City Council, and still they don't believe in the very laws they're pushing.
The National Association for Rational Sex Offense Laws says that individuals who have completed their sentences should have full constitutional rights, including the ability to run for office.
Like folks who are on the registry, at least they have to deal with the fact that these are also human beings. They're entitled to dignity. They're entitled to their rights as American citizens. And if they've completed all the obligations that were put in front of them, but as a consequence of their crime, then they ought to be allowed to rejoin society fully.
Campos says regardless of the backlash, he will continue his campaign and it will be up to the voters. Meanwhile, Fresno City Council District 7 candidate Nav Gurm is calling on Campos to drop out of the race. He says that Campos would face restrictions that could impact his ability to serve if elected. In his statement, Gurm says, quote, a city council member must be able to fully represent every resident, including showing up at schools, youth events, and community gatherings without restrictions. He continued by saying being a registered sex offender is a disqualification in practice, prevents effective service, and erodes public trust. Which leads to our accountability question. We reached out to the county elections office to ask the following. Is there anything in election code that would prevent a registered sex offender from running for elected office in the state of California? Well, here's what we were told. California Election Code Section 20 does list a series of felonies that would disqualify an individual from being a candidate for any office. But these are generally in the area of public malfeasance and do not include any sexual offenses. A felon that has completed their prison sentence can reapply for voter registration and become eligible again for candidacy. From the Fresno City Council to the California prison system, a law passed in 2017 called the Elderly Parole Law is now under fire after a convicted sex offender in Sacramento County was granted early parole through the program. And now that same law could give a Merced County convict a chance at freedom. 64-year-old David Allen Funston, convicted of molesting multiple children in Sacramento in the 1990s, has been deemed suitable for release. He was scheduled to be released yesterday morning, but was rearrested by the Placer County Sheriff's Office on new child molestation charges stemming from 1996 in Roseville. He was granted early parole under the Elderly Parole Law, which is drawing strict criticism.
California needs to address these reckless laws that remain on the books that let even the most vile of offenders out of prison early.
The Elderly Parole Program allowed convicts who are at least 60 years old and served at least 25 years in prison eligible for parole. In 2020, a law relaxed those eligibility requirements. Today, the convicts have to be at least 50 years old and served only 20 years. The only exclusions if they're on death row or were sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. Now, Funston fits those requirements. He's 64, has served 27 years. Critics say these requirement changes are exactly the problem.
Because of a reckless law that California has that's a so-called elderly parole law, but applies to individuals over the age of 50.
A judge in Sacramento described him, and I'll say this, as the monster parents fear most. Yet today, the parole board decided he is suitable for release.
Even Governor Gavin Newsom asked the board to take a second look because under state law, parole decisions are made by the board and not the governor. In a statement to Fox 26, the spokesperson said the governor asked for BPH to re-review the decision. The governor doesn't agree with the outcome. Now, there is a new bill moving forward through the state legislature, SB 286. It would change the elderly parole law, blocking people convicted of sex crimes from qualifying for early release. Now, as we mentioned, a convicted child molester here in the central San Joaquin Valley could soon qualify under early parole under that same law. In 2008, a Merced County judge sentenced Ignacio Vargas to what was called at the time the longest sentence in Merced County history, 88 years plus 500 years to life. A jury found he repeatedly molested an 8-year-old girl for 2 years. In court, a victim's advocate read a letter from the girl's mother saying that he robbed her innocence, her childhood. He destroyed her life. Vargas can now become eligible for early parole under the state's early parole law. Whether he's released again is up to the Board of Parole Hearings.
All right, it's 5:08 now. Let's get the forecast going here for you. And, well, we still got conditions ripe for fog this morning here. We got troughing there to the west of us and to the east there, and then some high pressure, very stagnant out there, keeping our temperatures above normal in the afternoons, but also putting a cap on the valley and, leaving a little bit of fog possible for us here in the morning here. So let's see what we're at visibility-wise. Right now, it's fine. It's kind of like where we were yesterday. Visibilities were okay at this hour, and then as the morning went on, things really picked up here. So at this moment, we've just got a little visibility issues up in Merced. Just 2 miles visibility. Visalia picking up, though, to about 1.25 miles. Everybody else is doing fine at the hour, but we will keep an eye on this for you and let you know how things go. There is a dense fog advisory, though, in effect, as the National Weather Service is anticipating fog. It's in effect until 10 o'clock this morning. Visibilities could get down to 1/4 mile or less from Merced County all the way into Kern County this morning there, especially along the 99 corridor. So just a friendly reminder to slow down if there's fog where you are, and please drive safe out there. Not anticipating any foggy day schedules today, but if it does happen to pick up really bad and you need to submit a foggy day schedule or just take a peek at what's going on out there, go to KMPH.com, hit the drop-down menu, go to weather, click on school closings, and you can submit or view your information there. All right, what else is going on? Well, we're trying to find our next chance of rain or snow, and it looks like that'll start to work its way in late Sunday there. Sunday afternoon about 5 o'clock, we'll start to see some snow in the higher elevations and maybe some sprinkles there along the foothills. And that'll kind of hold on until about 9 o'clock. Then we get to Monday there, where things pick up a little bit more so there. The cloud cover could pick up enough that we could see a few sprinkles in the San Joaquin Valley, mainly be along the eastern portions there. Otherwise, all the precip's going to be relegated to the foothills and to the mountains there, with snow hitting about the 6,000-foot elevation there. So fresh snow coming Monday to the Sierra there, lasting into the evening hours there. And then we'll get another round coming in Wednesday afternoon there, and heavy stuff up north there in the northern Sierra, that is. And then we get another slight chance late Thursday there. So a few chances next week, though, for our next rounds of rain and snow. Temperature-wise, things have been really warm the last few days and will continue to be so today. Our normal high is 64. We're at 75 today. Tomorrow, we're going to be at 80. Not quite a record breaker there. The record's 83 for tomorrow, but that's warm enough for us out there. And then Sunday, we're going to be at 72. There are light winds on Sunday. Overnight lows in the 50s, and we'll see plenty of cloud cover off and on throughout the weekend. Up next, we're going to get a look at the highs and lows for today across the rest of the San Joaquin Valley.
The FAA temporarily shut down airspace southeast of El Paso just weeks after doing the same to the El Paso airport. What lawmakers say is to blame for the shutdown and why they're calling for better cooperation between agencies to prevent a similar situation. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton maintaining her innocence in connection with the crimes of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. While lawmakers are hopeful her husband, former President Bill Clinton, will offer up the information they're searching for during his deposition today. And a live look now at the beautiful Bay Bridge. Love to be there. It is 5, 12, and 59 degrees. You can find new headlines and the weather forecast on your screen all morning long, even through the commercial break. Happy Friday.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.